Elizabeth Arden cream.
This one's wife, 6 years later, and still she won't let it go. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. It's a common misconception that people believe that narcissists hold long-term grudges. It's understandable that they form this view because narcissists will often keep bringing up things that have happened in the past again and again and again. This gives the impression, albeit misrepresentative, that the narcissist has this deep-seated grudge in relation to something which had happened in the past. But what actually happens is this. Because of compartmentalization, as soon as something has happened, it's done, it's dealt with, it's gone. It's evaporated into the ether, it's fallen off the cliff. It no longer exists, save to the extent that it has to be resurrected by the narcissism for the purposes of assertion control in the now. Thus, let us say that you forgot the birthday of the narcissist. This wounds the narcissist. The narcissist makes a big brouhaha and song and dance about it. You apologize. You offer your apologies for having forgotten it, explain why you did, produce an even better gift, and eventually this all demonstrates that you're under control, provides fuel to the narcissist, and it's dealt with. They've got the control. Remember, it's not about specifically you forgetting the birthday, it's about what it represents, the threat to control. 6 months later, you happen to inadvertently threaten the narcissist's control once again. The narcissist needs to get that control back. Your threat to control needs to be nullified. The narcissism has a range of different manipulations which are available for it to do so. One of those manipulations is to bring up the past. You see, nothing is buried dead with us. And therefore, the narcissist throws back in your face, "Well, you forgot my last birthday, didn't you?" You think to yourself, "Why have you brought that up? I dealt with that. I explained why I'd forgotten. There was a legitimate reason. I made the situation whole, and we moved on from it. What are you bringing that up for?" "Oh, well, you don't realise just how much you hurt me." "Well, I think I had a pretty good idea at the time, but I thought we'd addressed it and moved on from it." No, I haven't been able to." Now, this is all being done to make that victim feel guilty in that particular moment, so that they then back down, apologise, and thus show that they're under control. A past event is being brought up again to control the now. It isn't because the narcissist sits there with the forgotten birthday burning away, causing them to wake up at night and think, "I forgot my birthday, they're an awful friend." It isn't the case that as they're driving down the M1, they're reminded of the fact they forgot my birthday, I hate them. No, they've never thought about it once after the matter was dealt with. But on this particular occasion, when the victim threatens the control of the narcissism needs to do something to nullify that threat, and it selects bringing up the past and triangulation with the forgotten birthday. 2 months later, the narcissist does it again. 6 months after that, they do it again, notwithstanding the fact that there's now been another birthday which was remembered. And to the uninformed victim, they think that the narcissist has this long-standing grudge about their failure to remember that particular birthday. It isn't the case. It just gets brought up repeatedly as a means of browbeating that victim to gain control, because the narcissist conditional asterisk allows that to happen. Watch the video of that name to understand more about what that is. And the simple fact is, although something, once it's happened, evaporates into the ether, it can be resurrected as and when is required at a moment's notice by the narcissist. This is something that this one's wife does regularly, brings up the past. This is because she's pretty dull and doesn't actually have too much going on in the present. And therefore she's at it again. This time in relation to something which happened 6 years ago. And she can't let it go because the narcissism won't let her let it go. Because the narcissism will always cause her to utilise this because it involves the nemesis. And it's a means of trying to engender sympathy and smearing Catherine. GOTV with Eloise Wells-Morin tells us, Kate Middleton demand that made this one's wife tear up on special day. Kate Middleton's odd demand created a rift between herself and this one's wife in 2018. Days before the Duchess of Sussex's wedding, Kate insisted her daughter, Princess Charlotte's bridesmaid dress, did not fit. In a response to Kate's complaint, this one's wife asked the Princess of Wales to visit the tailor again and give her daughter's correct measurements. In his memoir, Spare, Prince Harry touched upon the message Kate sent to this one's wife ahead of their argument. Charlotte's dress is too big, too long, too baggy, she cried when she tried it on at home. This one's wife messaged her sister-in-law to say, I'm not sure what else to say. If the dress doesn't fit, then please take Charlotte to see AJ, the tailor. He's been waiting all day. During an interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, this one's wife admitted that Kate later apologised for her behaviour, noting, and she brought me flowers and a note, apologising. And she did what I would do if I knew that I hurt someone, right? To just take accountability for it. So we have a range of manipulations being utilised here. The application of guilt, bringing up the past, triangulation, false contrition, the revision of history. All of these things being done by this one's wife's narcissism to utilise an event that took place in 2018 and then referencing also an interview in 2021, painting Kate in a poor light, managing the facade of this one's wife to suggest that she's a kind and decent human being, because, after all, she was the one that was wronged, and Kate simply did what she would have done to take accountability for her behaviour, which we all know is not something that this one's wife does because her narcissism doesn't allow it. You might think, if you were to read this article, why on earth is something from 2018 and 2021 being resurrected in 2024? Something that we've heard so many times. Why does she keep banging on about this? And it's simply this. She needs to assert control over the readership. She needs to assert control over the Princess of Wales. And her narcissism selects bringing up events from the past in order to achieve that. It is a compartmentalised form of manipulation being acted out once again by this one's wife. And if you didn't know she was a narcissist, you would think that she has this grudge and she can't let it go. But as I've explained, it's actually a device utilised by her narcissism to manipulate in order to get what she requires. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.